Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today's video is about the comparison between the DJI Mini 1, the DJI Mini 2 and the Hubsan Mini Pro. So this is the newest drone in the market, whereas this one has been around for a bit time and is about to be replaced with a DJI Mini 3, whereas this one is maybe is gone soon. It has been replaced by the DJI Mini SE, which is also a bit similar like this drone, but I do not recommend people getting that because you can get this at a bit extra. So why not get the 4K camera? So before we go into that, let us do a quick run through of this. The specs. This one have a 2.7K camera. It uses a smaller battery, I believe. The battery is interchangeable. You can use it for the DJI Mini 2, but the DJI Mini 2 battery you couldn't put it here. This is a lithium battery. This is a LiPo battery. The battery life of this estimated to be 20 over minutes. This one has about let's try if you can see it. This is about 2250 milliamps, whereas the DJI Mini 1 battery you have about 2400 milliamps. So this is like slightly a little bit bigger, but the performance out of a LiPo battery is much better. So yeah, you can have a look. I can also slot it in, no problem. So for this one, the Hubsan Zino Mini Pro, the battery is much larger at I think 3000. Yes, 3000 milliamps, and it has a 21 watt hour life of the battery. So I did a video about the comparison of these two, so today's video will mainly be on these two guys. So let's try to power on this drone. Let me get the battery over here and start up the drone. So this cover, it is identical to the Mini 1, the original version. Power on the Zino and also the DJI Mini. I'll just keep it on for a while so that you can have a look at the indicator light. Oh, I need to unplug this. Okay. So right from listening to the sound, the DJI looks much pleasing to the ear, and also the lights are very bright on the DJIs as opposed to Hubsan. You don't see any you don't see much light down here, but you can turn on this auxiliary light at night so that you can have a better view of your drone. This is very bright. Okay, so going front, looking at the front of the drone, the main difference is that DJI Mini 2 has an indicator light in front. This is a very nice light to have. It makes the drone looks very premium, especially it's like dimming in and dimming out, so this looks very premium. The Hubsan Zino Mini Pro has two sensor in front. Is an obstacle avoidance sensor, and also two at the back, which both of these doesn't have. And you have this is standard for all of this, downward sensor and a camera, and you have air vent underneath here. This is just by the pure heat sink. I took off the cover because I find it looks nicer like this. And if you are living in a country that is very strict on drones, maybe the smaller one are not being too regulated yet, so these three drones are that of your choices that you have. So this has one of the best camera available. This has a 1-inch sensor. Is very good at low light, and the 4K sensor is okay, and this one is acceptable. Even though it's like 2.7K, but for the DJI Mini 2, it has the better function in their apps. So if you are not a very hands-on person, you like things to be like taken, the panorama taken like stitched very fast, so you can use it, use the DJI's app to do it. So not the best quality, but you get it done. You can share it to Facebook, to your social media very fast. Unlike the Hubsan, you can do all this, just that you might have to take another step and bring all this footage to your computer. So maybe later on I'll show some videos on how to do that, and on the Hubsan. So maybe we'll try to open up the drone to give you a look of oh, I should have opened this. Yes, correct. Okay, whereas for the DJI, you're being told to do number 1 first and number 2. Okay, so it looks almost identical in size. Let's put the mini aside since it's not doing any favor. So yeah, the Hubsan looks a bit taller. Looking at the props itself also, it is much taller. And oh, let me also turn on the remote. This is for the DJI Mini. You keep your phone here. This is a very compact remote controller. This is for the DJI Mini 2, which is this one. It doesn't have a antenna facing out. I believe this is the antenna. They fitted the thing inside. So yeah, for the Hubsan, you have a display here, which is very good to have if you are wanting to go in. You didn't bring your phone, or you can just fly it. And there's an indicator of the height, the distance, the speed, and the yaw of your drone. So if you yaw it, it will show which direction it is in. This one is the compass. I think your compass, yeah. And this is the battery of the craft. The battery for my remote, I have not charged this yet after a couple of flights, so it's like half. So once this your remote is low on battery, I think it will start beeping, so it's very noisy. But do remember to charge your remote control. If you have like the 3 battery combo, so you might, once you finish off your 3rd battery, you have to charge your remote already. So this is the GPS. There's no GPS now. This is N mode. Like you can select like sport mode. P mode is like F mode is like filming mode, like cinema mode, just like this one. And you have the signal strength of your connection between this controller to your drone. And for the DJI, yeah, it's very simple. You only have a couple of buttons here, but it looks very premium, much heavy, and the button looks smooth. And you have the place to put your this doggle here. This one you can keep it down here. I did that in my other video. You have the FN button, capture photo, and this is to your pitch, sorry, and your recording button. So this one you can keep one cable inside, so it's very neat. You can cover this yourself, very neat. Like this one, you have to bring the cable around, and also this also you have to have the cable plugged in all the time. But it was pretty well concealed inside here. Okay, and let's talk a bit about the charger. So this one, the DJI, the Hubsan Zino comes with a charging hub. If you're buying this 2 battery combo, it comes with a charger as well. I'll talk about this maybe in my other video, trying out the charger. So this is the Hubsan Zino's charger. It has 3 different output voltage. Same goes to the DJI charger. You have a 3 voltage output, but because I bought my DJI Mini just with the single battery version, it doesn't come with a charger. By looking at the box here, there's no charger included. So I'm not sure how this works out if you do not have like a charger like that can output 3 type of voltage, but since I have one of this, I could go by, but not when if I don't have. So leave your comments how you get about this. And the one main difference is that this is running on USB-C if you need to plug it into your for firmware charging, firmware update or something, or on what you do with this. This is for charging as well, because I do not have a charging hub for my DJI Mini 2. This is the port that I charge my DJI drone batteries, the LiPo battery. So here's an SD card slot. You have to use a faster card on this because it's recording in 4K. And immediately when I hold this, I'm starting to feel it's a bit hot. This one also, if I'm holding here. And here, this is a USB mini. This is not a very fast connection since it doesn't have a SD slot, so you have to do every transfer by plugging into the cable. So this drone comes with 2 cables. I have another one plugged in over there. Both of these cable can transmit data, so very good. It's not just a power cable. Okay, now let's do a quick checking on the temperature, because this is getting hot. So here right off, this is the DJI Mini. You're getting like about 61 degree, so it's pretty hot in here. And for the DJI Mini, I'm feeling the heat now. Oh, just 50 something. I think it is like 60 plus the other day when I trace. Maybe we'll check again later. Okay. And the Hubsan, it has a bigger heat sink, so it's just 55 across the heat sink. And also because I took off the cover, there's a cover on top of this. You can see it in my other video. And let's do a weight. Let's check on the weight of this craft. Let's go by the DJI Mini first. So the battery is in. 248. Okay, let's take out the battery and do without the battery. Okay, this is without the battery, and by checking, this is the size of the battery, the weight of the battery. Let's compare it with the battery of the DJI Mini 2. So this is much lighter, this is much heavier. So in theory, the DJI Mini 2 should be lighter than the DJI Mini 1. So let's close this up first. To keep it as small as possible. So this is like 158. DJI Mini 1 is 149. 158. So this is heavier. Yeah, I got it wrong. This is heavier because this is lighter. So if you're on your original battery, you're just around 238 grams. But if you are running on a DJI Mini battery, you are over the limit of 250. So do take note of this if you're flying with an older battery, since it will work also. You are going over the limit of 250 grams if your country restrict that. Okay, so let's also move on to the Hubsan Zino. Let's close this up first. So there's 249. It's very close to 250. And with this taken out, you have 147. So if I'm to compare it with my DJI Mini 2, 147 and 158. So this is much lighter as compared to the DJI Mini 2. And also for the battery, this is Hubsan's battery. Hubsan battery is about 100 gram, and the DJI battery is about less than 100 grams. So you get more punch for your Hubsan Zino because you have a bigger battery, a lighter drone, and much more flight time. Okay, next we'll check on the weight of the remote control if this matters to you. Let's go on with the DJI Mini first. So this is 247. Then you have this this is heavy, 388, and you have the Hubsan 350. So this is the heaviest, and this goes second. This is the lightest. So yeah, one more thing. Since if you just buy the one battery combo, like I did, it's not a combo actually. I can because I have a case for. I lost my. This is my first drone that I have that flew away. This is a very cheap drone I bought for like 20 bucks. So it could fit in the box ideally with the DJI Mini 1. So because there's so many clone on this drone in the past, so it fits perfectly into it. So I got a good deal out of this. I don't have to buy a box, and it protects it. But as I move on to my DJI Mini 2, the remote is too big, so there's no way I could fit this in the box anymore. So as I'm going to retire my DJI Mini 1, I might also have to get a case for my DJI Mini 2. As for the Hubsan Zino Mini Pro, the case is actually quite small, but it looks a bit stylish also if you have one. You have quite a number of compartments. You have places to put things over here. Down here you can put your remote, then your drone, and 3 battery, and maybe also your hub. So everything fits tight in this setting. You also can have your spare screwdrivers and props over here, and maybe a couple of small things inside. So it's good to have since I have the 2 battery version. So I suppose that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoy it, and do subscribe to my channel if you would like to know more information about drone comparison between the Hubsan Zino and the DJI Mini 2. Okay, and thank you very much, and have a nice one. Goodbye.